What's up, guys? It's Nick. I just wanted to try to make a quick video of something else that I got in today. A little late in the day for a package, but I got another package in, and it was a bunch of heads that I was waiting on. Customer named Ned Rossman actually sent me a bunch of heads, all going to be strung up. Some of them are going to be dyed. But they're all getting really, really cool pockets, so I just figured I'd show them all to you, because I'm sure you'll like to see all this stuff. So, I guess I'll start with this one, because this one kind of looks cool. This one came from Lacrosse Unlimited, because I know their dye is pretty good. So this was like one of the USA dyes, I guess. It's actually pretty cool in person. The stars and the USA, it actually comes out really good. Rob Rimmer is the one who dyes a lot of the stuff for Lacrosse Unlimited, and he does a really good job. I mean, I can see that it's not completely perfect. I mean, I can see some, dye flaws and whatnot. Some of the navy up top kind of looks purple, and I can see some bleeding. But for what it's worth, I mean, I think if you want to get a dye through these guys, that it is pretty cool, and it comes out really nice. So yeah, this Proton Power is pretty much going to be strung up. I don't have the exact dimensions on me because it was a whole long list. So this one's going to be strung up pretty cool. I believe some gray DMG mesh is going to be going in here. I believe it's going to be themed. So expect that one to be looking really cool. So that's that first one. The second one was a Evo 3X. I'm sorry, it looks like an Evo 3, I think it's a 3. Actually, wait a minute, let me see. No, it's a 3. So, anyways, this one, Ned wanted me to do something more like Paul Rabel, how he does his pockets. Almost, if you ever seen Paul Rabel's actual pockets, it's very, very loosely strung. He doesn't really tie the sidewalls really tight, and you also notice that the inner sidewalls are not strung like normal sticks like the Surgeon. They're strung from the inside, and he only interlocks actually up to here. The rest of them are just like a double, and like singles, and it's very, very loose. So he strings it from the inside out, which is his own way, and he uses like a shooter for the bottom string. So that one's going to get this. This one's going to be getting a pretty cool string job as well, so look for that. He wants me to do something really cool with this. I read the specs, so this is going to be coming out really good too. Put that over there. I got another one. It's an Easton launch, I believe it is. Yeah, it's the one with the it's the first Easton that they ever came out with. That's got the little rubber technology in here. It's something that you can adjust, I believe, so you can adjust the flex of the pinch. I believe that's how it is. It's that Easton patent pending thing, Easton's patented thing. So this one's gonna get a really cool string job. Kind of like the shape of this head. It's nice and pinched. Should take a pocket really, really well. And I'm excited to do this one. Second to last is Orange Clutch 2. This one's going to get a lot of royal blue in it. It's going to get, I believe, white mesh. I think this one's getting cotton candy. This one's getting white mesh with a lot of royal blue. So this one's kind of like a Syracuse theme. Well, it's going to turn into a Syracuse theme. I looked at the mesh that was already in it, and it almost looks like it's a, I don't know where this stuff comes from, but it almost looks like a 20 mil version, or somewhat, because it's a little bit bigger than 15, but it's kind of cool. Might have to unstring this and maybe try to wax it, get all the dirt off first, and try to wax it and see what it comes out like. So that's pretty cool. And last but not least, the newest Proton Power that's on the market, the one with the C-channel technology. This one's going to get dyed gray. It's also going to get gray mesh, gray to silver mesh, solid, with navy stringing, I believe. And it should look really cool. One thing I have to say about the new Proton Powers that I really like, what they changed, is that on the front here, as you guys know, if you have them, it's really flat, and they streamlined it really nice so that this piece used to stick out so that these rings would go around. That always used to bother me, and it would end similar to like right here. So flexing these things would almost feel like you're just going to break the shaft off, and you'd just see like a really huge extension into the shaft right here. So fitting the shaft on used to have like fitment issues and stuff. But when you look at it now, it's just so much better. So that I don't know. I just really like it. I also really like the back as well. They addressed some issues as I'm sure that people maybe complained, or I don't know. But when I see these two holes, it definitely gives you the option to throw an XTX shaft on there, or a Brine or Warrior, because I know the hole for the Brine or Warrior is down a little bit further, and the STX ones are up top. But what you could also do is put you could drill 2 holes in your shaft, put them in, so there's 2 screws, and it will be that much more fastened to your head. Because I believe STX and a bunch of other companies know that a lot of people, switch shafts, and even if they put 1 screw on, sometimes it gets a little wobbly, and the whole head just kind of rattles when you catch a ball and stuff, and it just gets worse. So I like the 2 features, little two holes in the bottom. I think there's a couple other heads on the market that have this, but the back is flat as well. I think that's due to the C-channel technology, and I just really like that. I'll zoom in just a little bit. They reinforced this definitely a lot. I think this stuck out a little bit more. So I don't know. I just really like it. This is the first time I actually gotten a proton power, the newer proton powers, and I get a lot of the old ones in the string, and this is the first time I've gotten a new one, and I think it's going to look really cool with the dye job on it. I think I know the C technology stuff because I've dyed a few the Stallion heads, and I know this one's gonna take pretty good. Yeah, and it should string up to a really nice pocket instead of me having to use like the old holes on the proton power and have to stretch down all the way to where this finger's sticking out right here to get a channel, or to get a really tight channel. But with these heads, I can start up here, and I can, it was always a problem from like here to here, because the holes where they place them were, this is the only thing that is kind of like existing from the same proton power to the new one, is that this hole and this hole from the old one to the new one is the same. They added this little hole in the middle where the little slash goes across the little sidewall thing. They added a little hole here, but there's still an inch of a space right here. So if you were going to use this to start with, you would interlock here and then skip this hole entirely, interlock down to here, and then it gives you a lot of options to like SI all the way, like to a bunch of these, do a bunch of stacked SIs to get a good pocket. So really impressed with that. And that's it for that box. All that mesh you see over there, that's going out to Joe. Just got to finish off the goalie piece. There's 23 mesh pieces there. You made a big order of it. As you saw, my Surgeon 10 I got, and earlier today that came in a separate box. I was thinking earlier just putting mesh on it, but I'm going to go for the Peter pocket. I'm going to try something else. If I did put mesh on it, I think it would be cool to throw some pink on there, like just solid pink. That would really make it look flashy, or just volt maybe, like just solid volt. Maybe I'll send the white one to get have Peter pocket put on, and then put just solid volt mesh on the navy one. Put white shooters all over it, and make it look classy. Because I know that navy and volt look very, very great together. A lot of volt Lakotas that people had. I see a lot of them sometimes with Navy Swizz Beats or Navy Cryptolites on their shafts. Sometimes like those Navy side ties, but those are pretty rare. But they look really great. The Navy and the Volt look really great. The last thing I wanted to say was, if you're going to order anything, I suggest you order it from Sports Stop. It's like dummy proof. They give you this catalog, and it's just so interactive that it tells you so much stuff. Shows you the size of the field, what different stuff means, how to gear up somebody that might not know a lot about lacrosse, glove sizes and what different positions they're good for and stuff. But the one thing that I did like and that I wanted to emphasize and show you guys is this part right up here where they show you the 3 different model heads, the high school versions, the college versions, and the universal spec on the right. Obviously this one, we all know this is an Evo 2.0, an Evo X6, and that one on the right is a Evo X. But if you can just see, I don't know if you can see the numbers, but the regular high school version is 6.5 inches at the top, still measures 10 top to bottom. The X spec, it just increases, they just spread it out 3.5 inches. What I mean by this is that you string up a pocket on all three of these heads and try to make it similar, the ball is naturally going to throw better out of the NCAA pocket, and that's why I play with the Surgeon 10. I mean, I've played with these other heads before, and, you know, it's like you have to adapt the pocket to get a great channel, you got to start stretching, but with NCAA pockets, they're so pinched and they're just like so, like I say, dummy-proof, that no matter how you string it with a bag pocket, as long as it's even on both sides, it's going to throw straight. It might throw at some whip or just, you know, be illegal, but if you can play with an NCAA only head, because on this thing it just says meets NCAA specs, if you can play with one of these in your high school, grab one. Grab the Surgeon 10, grab the Evo X6 or the Revolution X6. There's a bunch of, you know, or the STX, you know, anything that has a 10 on it. You know, grab those instead of grabbing your Cobra X's or your Surgeons or your Superpowers and stuff, and you'll notice a whole difference. You'll feel a whole much more ball control. That's why I get this. You know, like when I'm taking shots on the goal with what was I gonna say? The Blade Pro that I used to have, which was which is regular high school spec. You know, even though it was pinched, I still did notice that I was having to put more, you know, stringing options into it to make it so that it would throw straight. With the Surgeon, I just strung it regularly, and I mean, I just feel the ball in my hand so more. I mean, I feel the ball in my pocket so much more, so that it throws just absolutely the way that I want it, and bullseyes every time. It's just great. So, like I said, if you have the option to pick an NCAA pocket and use it, just grab it. And if you're going to grab any head, go on Sports Stop, because they give you this catalog, like I said. They show you everything, all the shoulder pads, all the arm guards, and it's a cool way to, you take one of these catalogs, you can even go into Dick's Sporting Goods and you can look at all the different shafts, and you can be like, all right, yeah, this one, I saw this one in a picture, I saw that one in a picture, you know. The only thing on this catalog that I don't want you to pay attention to is this page right here, because that is not a high pocket, as you can see at the bottom, and that mid pocket is not a mid pocket. That is bags with the ball hanging at the top. They also say right here that 1 straight and 2 U's is the least common application for a head stringing. I actually think that's false. I think that's the most common. So, anyways, I'm going to put that aside. Like I said, these things are only like 10 cents off of sportstop.com, but if you just ask them for one, I'm sure they'll give you one. Anytime you order something from them, they'll give you one anyway in your box. So yeah, I'm going to throw that aside. Got all these heads to do. 2 of them are going to be dyed. That one's getting dyed. And I'm sorry, that one's getting dyed, and I'm sorry, these 4 are just getting strung with some dyed colored mesh, cotton candy, gray, white, and white. So yeah, and that one's getting sent out for the PETA. So hope you guys enjoyed the video, and this is going to keep me busy. Joe, if you see this, expect your shipment to be out possibly tomorrow, if not then the next day. Logan, I got everything of yours except the Volt piece done. That's just drying right now. Nick W, if you see this, I'm sorry. Yeah, I got that forest green to gold piece drying right now as well. So those pieces will be going out momentarily. I thank you guys for bearing with me through these videos. I know they're long. And I'll talk about the prices in the next video, the price changes. So hope you guys enjoyed it, and have a good night.